Oh, great flash right here. All three.
Cryo, I mean, just spots him out. Another player up top. Good job round the corner.
Change is being implemented, Dust, and yeah, I think we were both kind of curious to see would there be Jets in play. I think Ender brings a great point up. The verticality kind of demands it, but Zekin playing the Jet instead of Cryo cells, I mean, I think the focus on Cryo is very well awarded.
Yeah, and I mean, Cryo, obviously one of the best chambers, though, that we've seen in North America, so it's not too surprising to see him take up that role. And here's the thing about Jet. We saw this yesterday when we saw Sentinels playing against Luminosity, you know, the B-Dog and Tens battles that were taking place on Breeze with the Jets. It's still something that's viable in this patch. It's just, it takes a little bit more pre-planning. You can't be as reactive. You have to really plan out when you're going to go into that mode and when you're going to make use of it.
How about this for some pre-planning? We've got a Paranoia fault line combination through mid as Koala looked to get some influence through grass. It does get flashed back, but the spam through the wall actually does land, so BCJ, not able to self-sustain, will take the first bit of damage here.
Yeah, and again, it was interesting to see Haven come out. This was not a map that XSET were super well known for last stage. They were more like Split, Bind, Breeze. That was kind of their core three maps they were very strong on. And Ghost, meanwhile, looked really good on this map. Only one loss in like their last 10 or so games played. And a lot of that was through the qualification process to help them get here. So, you know, point is, I think Ghosts are probably not too upset about seeing Haven come through. It's kind of what I'm getting at.
For real.
But you know, the other thing that Mimi kind of talked about was that, you know, hey, we haven't really seen XSET play much since last stage. They played a couple of academy teams in one of the Nerd Street Summer Opens and actually won that. But, you know, haven't really had to show too much yet. So maybe they've come up with something that makes them confident in this Haven pick. Because we do see them getting into Garage here pretty well, looking to split this side. John Cutie trying to battle it a little bit, but Zekin still forces through.
Oh, and the counter fault line actually does hit the majority of the members that are making the play over towards the Garage. Pinstripe goes to kill feed, but the trades favor XSET when all is said and done. Last two defenders, Brock, Nismo on the outside looking in. No fault line is mentioned. That's the last flashpoint to go down, but Nismo just walks on in from the corner, gets a double. Now it's just Zekin. Knows where the last two players are. Gets a shoulder of Nismo and finishes off with the third. And it's the same setup, thus, defensively with utility to kind of get some clarity of what's happening through mid. So a show of force on John pushing through A long. That will be rendezvoused back, but Koala does sneak through this time. The early counter flash on BCJ was really just there to make sure there was a little bit of opening to make sure there was no early push, but they're a little bit blind on this stack setup through mid, just trusting the trademarks will catch it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is still, you know, 4.08, so there's still 2 trademarks available for Chamber, not the one. That's going to be coming up. I think it's week 3 when we start seeing that next patch. We are going to see this attack coming in here pretty quickly right now. Good Paranoia comes through the blocks and vision. They get control of the site. Sewers is still being held, though, defensively by Ghost. That's something that XSET are going to have to keep tabs on as Dev tried to challenge it there, and John Cutie made him pay, and now this gets troublesome.
And he gets damaged before falling. That's a lot of value coming out from the sole defender of the B site, pardon me, the A site. Coming through B is the rest of the Ghost defense, is where I was going with that, and BCJ has already locked down any further play through, and that may just be it. Brock, Proto, last two left, no utility for either of them to use in this 2v4 retake. Of course, just with pistols. And, well, there's the peek from Proto. Brock will get an opportunity, but cannot make use of it, and XSET will clean things up.
Bonus.
Let's see. XSET, once again, giving some cause to make sure that Ghost does not get too far forward, who continue to, honestly, they keep throwing a lot of early utility here just to make XSET question, is there actually a play forward? Koala reveals his position and nearly got caught out, but instead gets the opening elimination, and then decides he wants to go forward, and the Cloudburst will be there as a tactic to get back and to secure a 5v4.
You know, they've also burnt that dash out of Koala Noob there by putting that pressure on Sewers. Zekin, meanwhile, looking to take point over towards B. There is a trademark in the corner that will give this up if he decides to commit any further. But still taking a lot of map control early here is XSET clearing out Sewers now as well. There's BCJ. So they're keeping the pressure on Ghost on multiple fronts, so they are a man down with Cryo Cells being taken off the board.
Oh, Proto catches this.
Yep.
This will be a commitment, though, so it's not just Proto trying to delay with the Paranoia. John, oh gosh, he's just waiting as the bird literally sits on his shoulder. Still goes 1 for 1, which is largely not bad at all. Proto's still on site, and he's completely taken down the spike carrier, but a delayed aftershock will get the secured trade. So now Ghost, defensively, relying on Koala from the long flank from C, may have done enough just off of the trust that John wasn't going to get flashed.
And that's always the thing you can do with those guiding lights is fake people out. You know, you can send it forward and make them second guess when you're actually going to pop it off, as BCJ needs them more than ever now to stop this as they're trying to push him in. He lines them up, but
Look at the spike planted. They have forced a difficult decision here for Ghost as far as what they're bringing to the weapon table. And actually, the little play through A lobby, this is the first time we've seen XSET try to beat the timing of the defensive utility, and you could see Ghost is respecting that they could be pushed up into sewers here.
yeah, they have to deal with the fact that Ghost has also pushed Closet and C and have a bit of a bait and switch setup here.
Yeah.
That's something that could certainly challenge Cryo Cells, who Cryo is just a really patient player. You know, he's never really going to overreact or go too headstrong into something. I think that's what made him such a good Jet last stage, is he would kind of hold on to his tailwind. Like, he wouldn't burn it off his first peak. He was really good about kind of getting the most out of it. So you're going to see Zekken get suppressed here in sewers. Quad Noob looking to play up close with Nismo as help. There comes the pop flash. Yeah, but it's a nice trade from Aaron.
And you got to keep in mind that as XSET are going to commit through that 1-for-1 exchange with Seekers now threatening the A site, this playthrough C long could avoid the trademarks, but it will not avoid the Seeker. That's the problem about this. So XSET will walk on in, get the plant off, and Ghost will have to restructure for the retake 4v4.
Yeah, XSET have good positions as well, and again, they know that their flank is covered. They can just focus on Heaven and low side. Good smoke goes up. That's a one-way there as they settle in underneath Heaven. Fault line comes through to try to help break Ghost in, but counter aftershock slows him down.
Holy Heaven push. 3 Ghost members from the top side. There's the opening flash. Cryo looking to spam things out. Will not find anything as Ghost have gotten their way onto the low ground, but oh, it's the counterplay through hell.
Including Quality to look at the Blade Storm out. Looks like it aggressive here at sewers.
Opening knife, I don't know if it hit maybe more than just one member, though, here defensively. So Ghost has to pay a little bit of respect to what very well may be happening. And with the knife play, it actually allows an opportunity for John to also bring Tour de Force into play. So lots of kill potential here as XSET maybe get a bit of a read, want to push through. It's a Rolling Thunder call through Garage, but Proto has stayed alive. Good prediction on the corner. It's a shotgun in hand and a little bait and switch. It was punishing, but it still works out. Koala rotating over defensively has found one, and John also lands it true for the opener. Cryo fighting back, keeps it to a 2v2, and the weapons largely still stay in possession of XSET.
Wow, that was a hero play from Cryo Cells. Things were getting real tough right there, but his 2 kills allowed them to get the ult and get the spike out, and now he catches Koala Noob out in the open by Garage. That's setting up the 2-on-1 post plant at the A side, and they aren't even staying completely on the side. They're going to pair up here at A lobby and make sure that Nismo has no chance to get any type of 1v1 out of this. He only has the knife, which he can use for intel under Heaven, but he still has a lot to clear after that.
Yeah, sewers are long. That's the only options here. And Nismo's going to check the former. You'll very quickly realize no one's going to give him a peek, largely because they're not there. Our cover allows him an opportunity to try to stick, and he will, almost get it to halfway by the look of it, but Cryo
looking to take this control of A side. There is a forward angle, though, being held by John Cutie and Sewers. And so they still have some pretty good tabs all across the map on what's going on. Ult being built up there for Zekken. Clock still has plenty of time left for XSET to work things out, but they just don't really have that much space other than long A at this point.
And that's really been kind of the narrative of the first 5 rounds that we've had. It's XSET kind of allowing Ghost to take the map and then fighting for these, I won't say last-second executes, but they're pretty last-second. Cloudburst dashing forward. Zekken's trying to bait Ghost to rotate, and he's done it successfully for the most part. I only say for the most part, though, because one of the most stout Ghost defenders in Proto is still making sure nothing's coming through C. And now that the spike is down, there goes the counter paranoia just to give himself a little bit more space. It actually does force the rendezvous back, and Proto has single-handedly maybe just won this round.
Yeah, he may very well have. XSET did a pretty good job, keeping people interested on that A side of the map. Not only was it Zekken putting the pressure on with his ult, but it was also the good smoke placements that you'd expect to see on an execute, but Proto just wins so many big fights.
Oh, but they're not going to get the spike planted, the Rolling Thunder. Oh.
Yeah, that was more presence there as they back off.
Second guiding light as well, and again, it's just the same thing for XSET. Almost, I mean, it's over embellishing the point, but it's like they're sitting at spawn, waiting for the 60-second mark. Yeah, I think so too. There's the flash through. Proto will negate most of it. Paranoia comes out, but the fault line will concuss him as more guiding lights start to litter the site. But Zekken actually puts himself into a pretty strange corner, kind of cloud bursting himself away from the other defenders, and it will turn into a trade that favors XSET to get on site and get a plant.
Yeah, different kind of way to trebuchet your jet into the site. Usually see them get on top of the site boxes themselves. It's something that Austin used to make very famous with the 100 Thieves last stage, and several other players kind of followed that trend, but he goes platforming. It's a big entry, and XSET are collapsing on this retake. Only 2 left on the side, and XSET still have man advantage here.
There will be a revive, you would assume, here for Qual. He's trying to bait out a peek, but the problem about this is Brock was already inside and has to come back just to secure Nismo's third body. So now 3v3, time a huge problem for the defuse. Def, of course, is holding for the fault line. That will naturally connect. BCJ looking to challenge, gets the lineup, no problems there. And Qualanoob is just trying to get out of here to save the operator and will take Aaron with them on the way. BCJ may challenge, but the updraft will create enough space to get around the corner.
You know, completely non-existent for both teams, essentially.
Wallace still staying frisky with these early plays through Garage. This time it's just a missed shot, and look how quick XSET want to go. Second Seekers of the half, by the way, for BCJ, who's had a great first half here offensively.
And that's what I was curious to see. I feel like he struggled last stage, even though he was like coming into it as like one of those really top-level Sovas that also flexes into Sky.
That's fair. Well, John has gotten through the link, and Zekin did not expect this. Aftershock will be spent as XSET double chow, and once more Ghost heavy stacking up towards Heaven. They were successful in getting the opening kills, unsuccessful in converting it into a full retake, and this time Aaron playing a little bit closer will continue to punish. Zekin just absolutely fiddling with his prey, looking for a bit of timing, and it will work out successfully as a teammate.
XSET looks like they might be picking up the pace here on C-side this time. They're all stacked over here. Just trademarks watching the flanks. It is a retake C set up for Ghost, so it's free pickings right now for XSET, who clear out, get the spike into position. Obviously around where Ghost don't have too much to use. See if they can make something happen with these pistols, though.
There's a double trademark obstacle course for Ghost to work through, and oh boy, that's actually more impacting than you may seem. The slow field is going to take this thing from a walk to a crawl, and Aaron is still here, fault line to help him, Paranoia to create a bit of separation, flashes in for Ghost trying to commit, but the kills just are not coming through.
And, you know, all this time between stages has probably given them a lot of chances to practice and really fine-tune that. They definitely don't really ever look not on the same page this game. Other than that one C split, I feel like their timings have been pretty spot on.
I agree. Well, we see the aggression through A long this time for XSET. They do get a trademark out of it, plus they get the rendezvous spent from John. The thing that's been different, though, in this full buy for Ghost is they're actually sending Proto back over to A this time. So the stout defender for Ghost now trusted to try to make life more difficult for XSET if they decide to go A.
Yep, really just putting a lot of faith in Qualanoob to solo hold long C with that operator. As XSET again feint a little bit of presence towards A side, now looking to take up into the middle. We haven't really seen a B attack out of them yet, so this would be a little bit of a change up. With only 3 rounds left to go in this half, including this one, a different page pulled out might catch Ghost off guard. And there is a trademark watching this front doorway, so it will detect this. And does get the slow off, but Def will plant through it anyhow, and now we have to wait for another retake attempt for Ghost.
The mind conditioning right there from XSET had just forced Ghost to even throw Brock over into A. Lots of damage, but healed up as BCJ still has the overgrowth. No worries there. Post-plant setup for XSET all through the middle of the map. No one is going to be inside the B site, but Ghost are just going to walk in. They're not spending anything to retake the site itself. Long lurk. Keep Aaron in your mind over towards the right. Rolling Thunder now for XSET to try to delay the retake as long as humanly possible. Maybe actually create some space for Aaron to make their way over. The trade's starting to come through. Cryo through Garage. Good for one. Trades in the mix. Brock tries the stick. Spam from Cryo, not going to connect with anybody, and Brock will punish. Numbers were good, and Ghost shutting down the double pinch play. They have enough time to get their third round done. That is a...
Curious to see how things are going to play out, and that's a big round for Nismo.
Ooh, a little trouble here for Ghost. Going to get fault line with this double stack behind bricks. Koala obviously has the escape mechanism needed, but... Oh, this is not good whatsoever. Zekin's able to take down one. Nismo, very fortunate to be alive right now. And Koala stalls an angle! What a flick that is onto Zekin! Looking low, shooting high. Now you've got an opportunity for Ghost to maybe salvage this first half as they're in a 4v3.
I'm actually a little surprised Zekin peeked when the Trailblazer didn't get shot. You know, you have to suspect that someone might still be holding your angle. But May not matter. BCJ gets a big kill onto a Proto. Crowd's already
Wow,
in C, catching
dude.
John Cutie way off guard. Pops the ult, now can guard the back hallways as the spike makes its way up. Seekers is going to spot that there's still one player on B side. That's Qualinew's operator. Now they're a man behind on this retake, despite all the success they had earlier today.
And there's something to be said about XSET defaulting to playing closer towards their offensive spawn, not fully committing in the early game, allows them an opportunity to kind of sneak some members to this site. So Cryo trusted to hold the backside of the defensive spawn, and Ghost are going to concede. Money being low, and they say, we want this operator for round 12.
Yeah, Halt. This is one of the few times he's actually decided to try to sneak in there, and I think that's what's been great.
Advantage for Ghost, looking to get 4.
Yeah, Dagger comes out to suppress BCJ at middle right away as they break the doors down at Garage and start putting that pressure there. No A presence this time, and that's huge because Ghosts have Koala in sewers, so they know that there's no one A lobby, and they can really reroute that defense early to defend B and C sides as XSET take Garage. And this might be a way more uphill battle for XSET with this rotation that Ghost have. Unless they can put this pressure back on sewers and push Koala noob off, then that opens things back up.
And you got to keep in mind that with things like a Null Command and Rolling Thunder combination, if you're Ghost, you could just play retake the entire round. That might be the predetermined decision. But first things first, it's going to be Koala Noob. Can he connect? This would be a huge opening first if he gets an angle. Paranoia does connect. That is actually going to force him out, at least for a moment. But sticking with it does catch the sunglasses of Cryo. But nothing will be found with it. 45 seconds.
That's the big thing, though. Ghost knows that they have fallen back because Qualinoo never got pushed entirely off. So, again, they still have a pretty stout defense in place at both B and C sides. So, again, XSET still has some work to do. It's going to be that retake C setup. But look at that counter rolling Thunder.
30 seconds left.
And Aaron getting not just the first, but a second through mid makes life very difficult for these Ghost defenders. You have to hold your ground. But Proto and Brock will both fall. And Nismo, who's lurking, he will kind of reveal his position, already spending the Null Command. XSET more than enough time to plant. 1v3 for Nismo.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Yeah.
That was huge because I thought Ghost did a pretty good job stalling out that late C attack due to Qualinoob's information, but it didn't matter when Aaron gets such a big play into B side.
Oh, but Nismo gets the opener. Knows there's a member inside. Garage finds it. Now a 1v1. Fragment will come through. Flash on the opposite side. Peeks through it. And Nismo! A 1v3 to get Ghost to 4 before the half. What a play!
That was incredible individual play from Nismo. Great. So we are going to see early C attack here from Ghost, wasting no time. Good counter.
Oh, the flashes are good, but Koala stays alive a little bit longer than maybe expected, just based on his positioning. 2v2, or probably a 3v3 we go, as the first two will fall, and Aaron will turn the tides. And honestly, Ghost is already on the way out of the site at that moment in time. That's a little disjointed from Ghost.
What a great snap reaction from XSET on that C side. Not only Aaron just staying alive, which was fantastic in itself, but just beautiful utility there from Def on the breach to get them back into position. Yeah, like you said, it's going to push Ghost off at this spike. They're going to roll it back. You're still plenty of time, but they're a man down, and it's like, are you actually going to be able to find the gap you need to even get the spike down, much less win the round?
Well, we'll see. Defense has already moved to get here, and Aaron's actually going to walk through Link, and Brock not even going to hold. Going to get concussed, going to get flashed. Aaron puts a pistol in his earlobe. And now John is in a 1v3, although he may have a bit of timing here. You could see us on the minimap that Def is looking for this late play.
Oh, yeah. They know.
And,
they know.
Have to be ahead of a shot. Okay. He's heard footsteps above him. So the only real question here is where has Aaron gone off to? He's got to pick this up and stick for a plant. Trying to bait peeks. It's the first. Not enough time to plant, though, and BCJ will not give him the luxury of trying to get another 1v3 off the ground.
No.
Oh, you would love to get a Thrifty here if you're a Ghost. Would love to have it, but Cryo's already going to lock down a long. A little bit of assistance from the Trailblazer from BCJ. We'll say, nope, no one's in lobby. I will go ahead and reposition, and everything is going to go right to Def's direction. Good timing on this dark cover. And Def just spamming through it, gets 2?
Okay. Oh, that's a cool shot, though. cool shot, but is it going to be enough? They're still down a man here. They still have not gotten Spike down. XSET have them pretty much covered on all angles here on this B side.
Oh, good fault line coming through. Yeah, no scope will work for Cryo. And everyone knows where John is. Unbelievable. I mean, what do you have to have? There's nothing you could say about it. Def he's just different.
Yeah, Def is doing teams, but
we'll see. XSET, even though they were a little bit more reserved from their offensive posturing, things looking a little bit more aggressive so far. Looking to take away some early space through a long. Smokes will try to counter as Ghost are on their way, at least for the moment, leaning towards C. Of course, not committing, but definitely going to give it a look.
Yeah, Trademark obviously will give him some information. Aaron just decides to get the heck out of here, and for good reason. He knows he doesn't have the backup to really defend this initially, but now they can maybe look to work a quick disrupting retake, but a Proto and company cutting off this garage portion, but only for a moment. That's a big kill from BCJ.
And a little bit indeterminate right now is Ghost on where they want to set this post plant up. I mean, look at all the stuns and flashes coming through as XSET look to challenge quickly. Fragment trying to break up the play through C Garage, but BCJ will still collect all 3 eliminations for XSET's defense. And with that, Def also has a weapon to play with. 2v2 we go. Def still holding the long angle. Koala feeling frisky enough to challenge, but as he has to go to the reload, John follows up. And with the kill from Def, the Rolling Thunder will take it past the finish line. XSET just don't ever want to let Ghost get set up in any regard. That's a hell of a way to challenge.
That's the thing there, Reset. Probably the only one left, honestly. Goes from duelists to sentinels to controllers. I mean, he's really flexed for this team to help make room for other players.
Oh. Okay, well, this is a different look coming out from Ghost. Still staying aggressive as they are. Cryo looking for timing to get a peek over towards A-Long. Not going to be gifted one. It's going to be down to BCJ and Def to hold. And somehow they've actually found Koala news pretty darn cleanly. Trade starting to come through, but BCJ still in the back corner. Somehow collects 2. Nope. Now Aaron, using the Shrouded Step to get in, has a 1v1 with Brock, but not able to take it. So it comes to Zekin. Quickly moving, trying to catch Brock.
Zekin.
Another quick hit coming out from Ghost. Once again, happy to use utility to get to A-Long cleanly. And XSET are actually going to vacate the site, knowing the Rolling Thunder is there. They're going to completely elude it. Fragment also used for Ghost. Not that it would be needed to do too much here. And the spike plant will be given. Does XSET want to go quick? That's the real question.
Yep.
And it kind of looks like, yeah, indeed they do. Zekin just dashes on in. Frenzy from BCJ will follow up as the Null command is trying to delay this a little bit longer. And I think largely that's going to be enough for Ghost.
Yeah, should be. There's not much firepower left here for XSET to use. They still have BCJ up towards Heaven side. The rest looking to come low. They clear out Aftershock on Under Heaven. Great Paranoia comes in. They're starting to get a little bit of space here, but superior firepower reigning supreme from Ghost. Getting everything. Just Aaron left. And he will just backpedal with this Phantom.
I mean, I guess the question would be, is that too... Yeah, you lose this one. You're looking down the gun at 6-12 with... Yeah, the force buys, I was going to say. So we'll see. Ghost more measured here in the opening 5 seconds, not throwing a ton of utility to try to get a long control. XSET, though, look at the stack up that they've got brewed up through sewer. It's a double stack early, trying to maybe get a flash peek involved for Cryo.
But here
it's not going to work out because here comes the play to see.
Yep, teleport comes in here from Cryo to help be that assistance with Aaron. Again, they're just going to play for retake C, which they've been pretty darn successful at.
That's fair.
They seem to have it well drilled, so let's see how Ghost handle it this time around as Seekers come out.
Walnu will be read by this. 1v1 with BCJ. Oh, goes to the Cloudburst, and nearly that's enough to sacrifice a life. But Koala does stay alive, 3 HP to his name. Nismo, the first defender of this post plant forward, and he just gets blinded beyond recognition. BCJ, oh yeah. All right, Dust, you called it. Very drilled, very rehearsed, very clean. But Proto with 3 makes it maybe more difficult than initially anticipated.
There's a little drama there, but nothing that XSET couldn't handle. And yeah, I mean, their retakes just look so good. Seekers read the
side. As mentioned, it's not an unhealthy buy here for Ghost, but it is labored in some regards, especially considering that Brock has an SMG in his back pocket.
Here.
early commitment for Koala, but the rest of Ghost have not pushed through this. So XSET's going to have a little bit of extra time to get in position to get a confirmation on this play and be able to challenge the post plant from multiple angles.
Yeah, again, can Ghost hold off this retake? It's been so deadly from XSET every single time. Crow already has a good angle towards platform. Trailblazer leads the way. Gives up Nismo's position onto site. Nismo tries to play up close with a little bit of a pop flash to slow this thing down, but here comes that Rolling Thunder.
Owen quickly dashing into Zekin. Blades in hand, looking to stay into the cloud burst, and ooh, doesn't actually fall here. Oh, there's the job done. Brock and Proto doing the work, and Ghost will
The burn, so not looking to overcommit.
Heavy commitment, though, for Ghost to continue to play through lobby, even after being fault lined. Cryo, oh, he's going to have to hit some miracle shots right here if this dark cover falls in front of his face.
He needs a banger off the rip, that's for sure. He's already getting spammed. Misses, but gets out of there at least.
Yeah, BCJ, it's a shotgun. Oh, Flash will cover, but Cryo still defensively trying to hold. It's a Marshall up top for Zekin. And now Aaron is looking to make a play through the back of mid, but Trademark will be the first alert system to that play, and now XSET have to decide, how do we do this? Oh, God,
Tough.
not that way.
Yeah, not a whole lot they can do. They just don't have the firepower. Obviously, that little flank gets caught. So we have to wait for Aaron to get over here towards A-Link, and they're going to give this one little push. I mean, obviously, might as well. You don't have a whole lot to save over or anything like that. But it's crushed.
Yep. Aaron NT. Try expensive.
Yeah.
No, it's just a dirt cover. Okay.
Oh.
So they get the initial
immediately
peek.
get out of there.
Yep, you don't see anything. Back on up. Trailblazer to try to delay. Rendezvous in the way. There comes the Rolling Thunder. Flash, I imagine, is behind this. Yeah, there it is. Koala Noob also on top. The Rendezvous will allow XSET's defense to get out of sight safely.
Yeah, Spike gets planted. We are going to see the null command get popped here. Brock setting up the aftershock to try to cut off the slow side rotation. Aggression from Koala Noob gets silenced pretty quickly there by BCJ, so we're at even as this final push comes in.
That's a lot of the post-plant utility spent from Ghost, so now it's on to XSET. How do you retake through this? A delayed knife will keep XSET at bay a little while longer. 4v4, BCJ picks up the op, looking to take down that long angle through A. From the shadows, checking out Sewers defensively. There's the fault line, plus also the flash, but Nismo has taken one step further forward than XSET expected, and it's going to work out beautifully. All of a sudden, we're looking down 9-12. And
another big change bringing in a Proto back in April to come into stage 2 with a fresh face, so to speak, and certainly impressive to get here. Let's see what they can do.
Ooh, Judge is on this side of the map. Koala Move will move in. Fault line through, and the Judge is shut down. But second with the Sheriff. Delays a little while longer, but it's only good for an initial kill. Aaron picked up. Koala Move. No sniper presence defensively early, and Ghosts are going to not just show force, they're going to commit to B. Quick play coming through. This is going to force the decision for depth. You want to go to the Rolling Thunder immediately? They're trying to bait it out, and it's actually not going to get called in. It's just utility for XSET to stop the play at B. Oh, but that's a huge pick for Ghost.
Yeah, no sooner did I say that was a nice job from XSET. What a big kill from John Cutie up long. See, that opens up that C side and gives them man advantage to get the spike in. Now XSET still have their ults available for this retake, and they waste no time sending one of them forward. Rolling Thunder to disrupt.
Oh, but the smokes and the paranoia are going to keep Ghost safe, even be able to time the first 2 kills, and then the third comes out. What is this from Ghost?
It's going to be a big early C punch here from Ghost, it looks like.
Flashes are already through. Knife also there. No paranoia yet. But XSET are not giving up the site. They're trying to hold this close. Cloudburst to keep Koala Noob alive. And Def and BCJ will get the first 2. One more around the corner. The paranoia connects, but it doesn't make a difference. It's the SMGs that might just get the job done. How has this happened? After just domination from Ghost, they get bested by Spectres?
Yep, it's just a turn of face from XSET to play on site, to get the most they could out of those close range weapons by just choosing to defend. Ghosts haven't thrown that many fakes. You know, they've been pretty keen on just going. And so XSET willing to kind of bite the bullet, stack up once they felt that pressure and just hold their ground, and it's played out perfectly for them. Now it's all on Brock, and I mean, he's got nothing going for him here. How do you get past this?
I don't know.
You don't.
You just pray.
Yeah. Whatever
You get a Rolling Thunder,
help you.
that's about the only way. Not going to happen. And there's
games, but they still haven't met a team of this quality while they were doing that.
A little early battle between chambers. Koala Noob will hit the first shot, so Cryo will rendezvous away. Barrier orb defensively placed through gate, and that's actually enough to force Ghost to take a couple of chip shots at it, but without breaking any segments. They rotate right back over towards B, and XSET is already ready. Look at them rotating through spawn to get here.
Yeah, they're all in position. They even already do get cryo cells onto site, essentially, as Ghosts are looking to play underneath and try to add a little bit of a different route to this attack here. This actually forces XSET to reconsider, back up a couple more players to defend towards the A side. Just now, Cryo and Depth here playing on the B side, as Ghosts are looking to pounce onto site with flashes and the paint shells to clear a way forward. But a great counter fault line.
Cryo opportunity, but once again comes up empty. So Ghost can continue forward. And as Cryo will not be able to safely teleport back, it'll be numbers now. And some really good site control for Ghost. XSET looking primed to try to challenge this early. But with a lot of utility still existing for Ghost, it's going to be hard-pressed to really get this off the ground. Good first blood, though. That's going to be enough for Dismo to drop. And into a 4v4 we push. XSET waiting for the Boombot to maybe get its full life of information. And, just an aggressive swing for Zekit. Takes down Koala, and just like that, now XSET are on towards the site. John, the only one to defend from B Tower. He's going to get pushed back. Opening trade comes through. Proto delaying, but you heard the spike get toggled. He's going to have to try to push forward for a check at some point, or maybe so you thought. All this time, how about BCJ forward? Boombot will not scout. But the shoulder's just being a little bit too much shown in Nismo. Oh my goodness. Just collecting souls over through the backside of Dish. Koala will take the third one away from him, but Ghost easily make their way into A.
Yeah. Getting ripped through as XSET. Spike could get collected here by Nismo any moment for the plant as he gets healed. Just Aaron and Cryo cells left, and Aaron has a shorty. Not really the retake weapon you'd like to have.
I can think of better ones.
All of them.
Good timing on the flash here from Brock. Good shot from
Proto coming from the bottom side. Cryo tries to play that angle from B Tower. He is going to have some assistance here from Aaron. They're just going to kind of double up on this top side of the map towards Arcade and just try to see if they can maybe get something going. You see Death ready to go as well here with some utility on the breach to try to set up the counterattack.
Yeah.
So they have a good read of the situation, but can they actually fight it off?
Maybe a couple of shreds of doubt as Aaron will back up to provide some sky smoke support of the two defenders at A. But here comes Ghost's call. Vault line for Def once again will connect onto all four members that are stacked up in this position, giving Cryo a bit of room to breathe. But here comes the commitment, flashing forward at Dismo. Oh, the blast back play! That's enough for the showstopper to get earned. Ghosts still need to kind of work their way through this, though, because defensively, XSET have all four numbers that are here. The barrier orb is down. Paint shells will provide a little bit more of a buffer. And then the showstopper also just threads a needle and takes down BCJ as the spike gets planted. Second paint shells once again keeping XSET at arm's length.
That was so well done from Nismo. He has his Spectre, and he plays it perfectly by getting close range in B Tower. Great use of the satchel to get him up close and get that kill onto Cryo. Then showstopper for another. And pretty much ends it right then and there. XSET just have to save weapons here. Well done from Ghost to pull off their bonus.
Yeah. And possibly do it flawlessly as well. And very well may. Def watching the corner will get one, but there's really no reason for Ghost to not challenge this, as you're going to be able to afford into the next round. So these are important repurchases off of what far have really kind of done a nice job of keeping XSET guessing. And now we're going to get a different barrier orb this time. Blocking off this drop would mean Ghost either has to wait this out or really pretty much give a cue that they're going to hit this quickly by deleting it.
Yeah, or we're going to get picked up here by a Proto. Now is going to have that orbital ready to go to help fend off any type of retake. They're all looking to push through Jop here. And I mean, everyone from XSET's in place. And while they don't have the best weaponry, they have a little bit of something.
Aaron down low, really needed to go 1-for-1 here. Orbital strike behind the barrier orb. Oh, yeah. That'll work for a plant, at least. XSET still in a position, though, with one kill collected and a lot of other members dwindled on health to potentially still put this over. Problem about it is they're kind of one-dimensional in this retake attempt, and John is happy to take an extra step forward to make sure nobody comes through halls.
Oh, wow.
And that will be it. Just line and second push-through moment.
Yeah, they're looking to get into Dish, as you said, with that fault line, but Nismo sends the Boombot through and kind of confirms that no one's pushed behind that, really. Just kind of keeping that solo pressure in place. The rest of this team is actually going to be battling up through B tree position. And there's so much behind this from XSET.
Yeah. It's really just Nismo holding this angle. Oh, and he even takes the first. That 1-for-1 is perfectly acceptable if you're Nismo. Smokes to try to delay what is very much so the imminent hit over towards B. Barrier orb will block. Trademark connects, but largely Ghosts get what they came for. 1-for-1 trade and a spike plant.
Yeah, but at least it's even numbers for XSET on this retake, so there still is a way back for them. But again, Ghost reacted appropriately to the pressure that Nismo felt over towards Dish, no doubt about that. But that's a big catch there from Cryo, catching out Koala Nu. John Cutie, though, played up close, is doing his job to slow this thing down.
Oh, and just the utility to push this back. It allows Ghost a chance to kind of flex this post-plant, set up a BCJ. Able to get a 1v1 with Proto. John will also fall. So now it all falls onto Brock, and he's going to be tested. And oh, that's fine. He's got Rolling Thunder. He's going to call this. There's enough time for him to kind of play with. He can wait until the spike gets toggled. No need to check. Zekin gets the kill, but there's not going to be enough time. That's going to secure the round. Wow, what a play that is for Brock.
Yeah, big adjustment being made here to try to do something. Well,
okay.
That works.
Absolutely. Well,
you'll take that.
Heavy, absolutely. Nismo heavy hitter off. Resurrection available. Allows him to essentially negate all of that early presence from XSET. We go back to 5v5.
Yeah, but you like being able to burn the res on a situation like that.
Yeah, sure.
Boombot comes out, forces Zekin's hand, as he is going to have to retreat the angle. Still B tower being held up, though, by XSET. BCJ fortifies it there with that barrier orb. Also starting to get a rotation from Aaron through spawn, as we are going to see Ghost pivot the attack to B tree through the underpass. And not even necessarily committed.
No, not at all.
But there is that forward angle from Cryocells here with Tour de Force and A Halls, and he's got trademarks and Rendezvous to cover himself, so he still could get the info and, you know, at least take one with him to kind of slow this attack down.
And with Aaron leaning over towards a Link, Amali could also be there to try to delay this. Gets the first, holds his ground.
I love this. That's what Cryo's known for. He doesn't burn his teleports or dashes quick. Everyone else would normally just get the kill and get out of there. He's so patient. He still hasn't used it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, say it with a little more authority next time, Dusk. Cryo just takes 3 before ever even considering the rendezvous, and that will single-handedly likely win the round.
That's just something I noticed a lot last stage when I was watching film of XSET and just kind of watching Cryo, because he was kind of the hot new thing to watch last season, or one of them at least. You know, as he was the newest pickup, he was the one that was maybe the least well-known.
So this is essentially, for all intents and purposes, kind of a bonus round for XSET in a way. Trying to get their economy established, but Koala Noob over through A Halls takes down BCJ before the barrier orb could fully conceal his position.
Yep.
Paint shells will force Koala Noob a bit further forward, but he's fine to take the angle, as largely XSET isn't in a place to contest this.
Yeah, this is a big split coming in on the A side from Dish and through Halls right now. Aaron does have the smoke for cover for now, but that's about to be gone. This barrier orb's also about to get rinsed away. And I mean, the Cryo is still way far off on flanking, and there's a trademark in front of him, but that's a big kill from Aaron.
Oh, and a second, plus one more, okay.
What?
Yeah, Aaron denies Nismo's kind of cheeky blast pack play that he had made in the last couple of rounds towards this A hit, and follows it up with a double behind that, which is remarkable for XSET.
Yeah, Aaron got away with so much.
Yeah.
I can't believe he got that much out of that. That's
the biggest categorization you can make of the whole interview was XSET saying, we feel like we're a little bit too slow to get full adjustments and adaptations to the meta. So those kind of role swaps are going to be important for it. Yeah. But with the quick rotation through
ropes. And that's the other thing. Yeah, like we talked about like how XSET Forever the Bridesmaid, right? Never the Bride. Always just one series away from representing North America internationally. Obviously, Death being the Brit. But
naturally.
That means that, yeah, even if it doesn't work out, and some people might call that a curse, it does just mean that you're consistently right there, which means you don't have that much more to go to get across the finish line. You just have to find those last couple of key adjustments and kind of just weather the storm. Well, they also hold a pretty powerful B-Tower defense.
The thing about this setup defensively for XSET is you better hope that slow orbs and sky smokes are there in time to help Second, because he is completely by himself.
Yeah.
And this looks like it'll be a trademark hit, and then immediately
at least he knows he can focus this way, right? Because he knows that A-Halls is blocked off by barrier.
Oh,
That's a great orbital strike to really push his attack back into Dish Room. And that's going to be exactly what you were talking about, that they needed to be able to shuffle back. But they'll just concede. They'll take that orb and get the heck out of there. Maybe even reconsider things.
I just don't know if you have the time to fully rotate back over towards B. You're going to have no information on where the defense is. You're going to have to use utility to get into Arcade through B Tower, let alone onto site. But Ghost is going to go for it. And Def has Rolling Thunder to try to stop this. If he can stay alive and get a read, yeah, he's just going to wait for it. This is a hell of a read from XSET. The defense is starting to rotate over. There's the gut check call for the Rolling Thunder. Flash behind it. Nismo's completely hindered, and Def will even punish with the first blood elimination. 15 seconds on the clock. Ghost still making their way through B Tower. Cryo over the top through the sky smoke, looking to give a little bit of assistance to Def, who may not need it in any regard. And XSET will cleanly hold. What a set of reads that is.
Yeah, that was really well done from XSET, getting the most.
You don't expect to win this one, but if you can get a little bit closer to a couple of ultimates, force some repurchases out, you'll feel okay about it. Ah, but Zekin.
See you later.
Yeah.
On the aggression. This is the first time we've really seen XSET push this deep on this side of the map. And he takes out the biggest weapon Ghost had immediately.
Oh gosh, Cryo gets a shoulder or a finger or something on Nismo, still confirms the kill. BCJ off the slow orb, follows up, and then Zekin's aggression completely contains the play. Yeah, this is brilliant, and you've hit it on the head. The fact that this is the first time we'll see Zekin get aggressive from this angle. Brock an opportunity to maybe salvage a weapon, but at 5 HP, you have to feel like XSET will try to challenge this pickup.
Yeah, he's not getting the spike down. Not with 5 health. It's just not enough. Def already pushed here. Catches it on the rotation.
I'm not going to lie, Dutch. This looks like they're trying to set up for a showstopper denial of a Rolling Thunder. I mean, Zekin is in a position to instantly respond, and even if he gets concussed, you'll still have the ability of maybe confirming a kill and really halting this play from Ghost.
Yeah, they have a good read on this. Again, that deeper barrier orb that BCJ keeps dropping is giving them a lot of flexibility. Yep.
Oh! And the trademark still connects. He's going to get one for free. This completely shuts the play down. Paint shells to further delay. And honestly, what looked to be just Al concussed and be just a counter of the showstopper, Zekin doesn't even get concussed during that.
No, that was beautiful. Quality gets detected here. He's going to have to rendezvous out. Zekin continues to hold the forward angle here. He's got support. Meanwhile, that barrier is finally broken at A-Hall, so XSET still have to kind of pay mind to this A side of the map, but Ghosts are not giving up on this B attack, but there's still a stout defense ahead of them.
Oh, Zekin on just an off angle. Spams, looks to create separation by way of the blast pack, but it's not going to matter. Def will take his position. Trades back and forth. Cryo misses one. Hold on a second. You still have Orbital Strike here if you're Proto. He's going to call that in, and Qualinum's going to take that as an opportunity to move forward. So
this
Spike will be planted. Absolutely it is. Cryo and BCJ are waiting for health before they challenge this 2v2.
Yeah, do they know about Koalanu playing this off angle up close? They're going to have to clear this together just to be able to get the space they need, as Cryo will lead the way, and he gets stamped out. BCJ's not there for the immediate trade, but he does win the 1v1, and he's going to be able to get the res. That's huge. They still have a shot at this now.
But where's Proto? After that orbital strike, you're kind of completely concealed. He's playing what is essentially just a stack up angles. Gets the first, no problem. Has the second in front of him, a BCJ! Essentially 1v2s it, if you want to call it, with an asterisk on it. And that'll be enough for XSET to take us to 5, and Ghost are going to be in a weird financial situation.
And start putting some doubt on XSET's defense.
Oh, they're going to try for it. Nismo moving very quickly forward, and yeah, they do deny the angle through door this time, but I mean, you deny the orb initially. Can you deny it even further, though, with all these slow orbs that are in play? The answer is initially no, but it does not fortify this time. XSET still opted to take this gunfight against all the SMGs, and Def is just responding to everything, but is there enough to fully take this home if you're XSET? Brock will salvage one weapon. Aaron is a 1v1, and
the lead after being down 0-5. And look, a Cryo.
Oh, boy. You just feel the confidence really coming to life now for XSET. Unbelievable.
That's a good point. Yep. I mean, they are certainly finding their footing. And I mean, look at that. Zekin's already pushed all the way through Dish.
Oh, even the shot's not quite connecting for Ghost here, as Cryo was pretty much in no man's land.
Eliminated.
You want to play?
Wow.
What do you
What
want
a-
to say
what a
about
change
it,
of pace.
honestly? Yeah. Golly. So 2v5. Walla Noob, I think a lot of people are looking at you. What can you do with this tour de force? Oh, and he's shown his head. What a set of shots that is from second. Paint shells through. John's going to be absolutely torn to shreds by those. And
Their attacking side, because that was the big struggle last stage for them on this map. See it? I mean, what?
I'm
Double
sorry.
stun and after shot. Good God, John Cutie.
no, dude.
Just getting absolutely pummeled, and he's still
Oh.
getting hit by reach utility. And get 8 or more defensive rounds throughout qualifiers, and that would be enough to win.
Oh, opening information from Koala, but just barely misses the head of Zekin.
Here.
And Ghost are actually going to try to reinforce this B site pretty early with Brock and a Proto moving forward, but Zekin on an angle. I think he may have just seen part of Koala Noob. There's the opportunity. It's a sloppy gunfight, but it is one that XSET wins, and that's enough for them to hit the go call. But with Proto and the rest of Ghost defense already here, they're looking to contest this. Just kind of self-smoking. Oh, goodness. Proto's actually just keeping his own feet a little bit warm up here.
Bro, he's trying
Into his
to stay
own molly,
alive.
and he will
tried.
eventually fall as the spike is planted. Yeah, sure did.
Cue up the Bart Simpson meme. You tried. Hand him a piece of cake. I mean, they are very low on health on 3 players, to be fair.
Yeah. This barrier orb is providing kind of a very difficult line in the sand. Good team shots coming in. Nismo will drop. John with the wide peak. Fault line for Brock to able to try to win this angle, but it's not largely going to do too much. So it's on to John.
Oh.
He will get a double, but how do you get through these XSET members that are still playing with the clock more than maybe anything else? John on 3, though, would be playing for ace. He's going to try to stick this to at least halfway. In fact, he's going to try to stick it all the way through. Not a lot of time.
Not have anything really committed here. They're just trying to gamble stack dish.
It's going to work out for him, and this actually is starting to look pretty similar to the same kind of ideas for XSET that they had on Haven. Just let opening utility from Ghost come out first before we make a move. And as they will get vacancy through A halls, Ghost isn't done on this route. I mean, the trademark is, look at the, how do we deal with this trademark? And they're going to smoke this in order to try to play around. They're thinking that this is going to be hit back towards B, and honestly, once again, XSET is a little bit weary on this hit.
Oh, no, no. I mean, the good thing about this is once they realize that B is clear, they can still just all retake together. But there is another trademark that was left behind NA halls that would detect this. So, actually, there's 2 layers of trademarks there if they try to come down through that side of the map. As XSET will win the guessing game, I guess you could say, getting the spike down clear and free on the A side of the map. And all that's left to do is for Ghost to march forward and likely get pummeled.
Very likely indeed. It's going to be an early play for XSET. Fault line, peek. Sure, first pick is fine. Counter fault line out. Paint shells will delay, and Aaron is teeing off.
Ace? Maybe?
Could be.
Nah, Nismo's kind of far off from letting them do it.
I mean, Aaron's hunting it down.
He's trying.
Oh, why not? And nothing further. Okay.
No. It's going to be given up, and Zekin will be able to go get this orb.
Fun with trademarks, okay.
Yeah, you know, took a couple.
This is a good shout from our observing team. John now 1 away from a resurrection with that orb. But of course, you figure that if there were to be one earned and used, Aaron has the immediate counter towards it, but is instead going to try to spin it on Nismo, who is in trouble, but does barely slip away. And Brock, who's actually the furthest forward defender, is good for the opening on the second. Reads that 2 more members have slipped on through drop. And it's really on to the timing here if Cryo can find anything. He's behind a lot of the defense, but the problem is none of his teammates are finding any eliminations from the front.
Yeah, he can't really have much impact if his team is just all falling around him before he can ever get into position. He's found out immediately by a Proto, and so this bonus round from XSET will fall flat.
Oh, likely going to find Aaron first here in this corner. And will. No. Of which it looks like XSET will trigger this here pretty soon. He's keeping his attention over towards it. I mean, these smokes are actually well encompassing the bottom side of this hit. on the site. And, oh, the trademark actually does land, so now XSET are slowed. Proto on the barrier orb out of nowhere. I thought he would have had an angle, but instead doesn't commit to it. And we'll go to a 4v4 early. It's all spam through the sky smoke, whether it be utility or gunshots, either way. Paint shells deep. Could allow an opportunity. Yeah, they do actually follow up to take down Aaron as the res gets pulled for Ghost defensively. So it's a 5v3. Post plant looking a bit hindered. Cryo, big angle to hold, and actually through Canteen, he will get one and get away. Can time be the biggest ally again for XSET on this post plant hold? Zekin on one angle, Cryo on the other, but well, they don't quite hit. And now it's just down to Zekin, who's re-earned some paint shells, but knows that he's gonna have to move quickly. John on the cross. He is good for the kill, and Ghost will take the important round to bring him to within 2. This orb has just been free from both sides so far. No one wanted to contest it whatsoever, and that's turning up really kind of aces for both teams so far. Aftershock and Paint Shell combo puts BCJ in a bit of trouble. We'll be able to heal it, but that's A Hall's control once again for Ghost.
Yeah, they're looking to push on the quality here for an orb, and there was a player playing bodyguard, but he wasn't keen enough, as Koala Noob will find both. And so any threat that XSET looked to pose taken away. Cryo, though, does get the orb at dish side, so he's one away from Showstopper. They're looking to play the drop side here. Spike on its way over as well. John PD, though, playing the angle behind the box, gets his when he's asked of it. And so that should really do it. So a full buy versus full buy. The only sniper on the field will be Cryo. And he catches Nismo looking to get aggressive. That's a big early pick over towards Beef Tree. That's going to give XSET so many options to have a 5-on-4 that quick.
Interestingly enough, Ghosts have backed off long enough to just essentially force XSET on towards site before they really give a contest, at least towards B, I should say. A is still very much so the focus defensively, and I guess why not if you've got a forward position like Hall's in your favor. Yeah, they're really trying to see if they can get Koala Noob something going here. 3 of them bunched up there. But here come the smokes and the cross from XSET on the side. Showstopper leading the way. Def gets the kill onto a Proto, and the spike will make its way in. Yep. And this is going to be a tough retake for Ghost. You can't even consider the Rolling Thunder unless you find an opening pick here. Yeah. And Cryo's watching the angle. This is the first shot opportunity for Koala Noob. Okay, hold on a second. Maybe there is an opportunity to work your way in. Of course, this is largely going to be red, as all 3 members are stacked, and almost all 3 of them were seen by Cryo before falling. BCJ gets a second. So an opportunity maybe for XSET to just play the top side of the site and force Ghost to have to work through multiple layers, and yeah, that's indeed the case. Koala Noob last one left. A bit stuck in second in the slowing field. Site. Yeah. And this time the aggression from Nismo works. Will work. Yeah. Seems like he was going for something similar last round. Got caught this time perfect. I mean, again, it's just, regardless of the outcome of this series, I'll say, like, this Ghost team should not be slept on. They're showing us a lot of really cool, unique variety looks, and it's working out more often than it's not, if we're being candid. Yeah, Nismo's definitely proven himself to be spike back around to A side, but obviously a trademark forward on Halls will detect this pretty quickly. And there's not going to be a whole lot that they can do about it. Zekin just trying to at least get orbs going.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah. Good paint shells, but it's not going to matter.
Always come down to this in the mid moment. Spawn Noob getting aggressive, and he finds his man. Burns that res immediately.
Oh, and look at this. Does he have a read on Cryo? Sure does, but the shot just a bit wide. That would have been an impressive flick nonetheless. Retakes the aim back towards A Halls, but by himself can only do so much. And this Rolling Thunder actually does connect on the 2 next defenders for Ghost. So the slow orbs will kind of reinforce as the hit comes through. Sky Smoke's behind that also to give a bit of a cover to this. And XSET, they're in a great position to set up their post plant.
Zekin played that timing so well. He knew there was a brief moment where Qualnu was still resetting after taking the shot at Cryo that he can maybe slip in there and find the entry, and he did, and that's why they have this 5-on-4 post plant now. They reinforce some of these initial choke points as well to buy a little bit of time, but now Ghost start getting in the position. They still have their ults to use for this retake here on 3 of their players. Cryo holding this angle though, and they're playing A-Halls.
Rolling Thunder first orbital strike coming through second, but XSET still takes the wins. How is this allowed to happen?
That part 2 ults.
There are 2 ways to play that: either orbital strike inside the Rolling Thunder to clear halls, or hope you flush players out and you catch them on the back Rolling Thunder with the orbital strike to cover the exit. They choose the latter, and it does not work out for him. Opening exchange coming out. John playing a forward angle, and Zekid is aware of it. That is an unbelievable gut check call from Zekid. Trademark will still connect, but we've got a 4v3 XSET with the numbers.
Yeah, Zekin has been on point with these entries these last couple of rounds, and he yet again finds XSET a man advantage here as they are looking to still keep that pressure on A side. Brock is inside sight. He's been spotted, but he wins the duel. Zekin, though, pulls out the showstopper for the immediate trade. Orbital strike on the defensive spawn also comes into play, setting Aaron up for a frag, and now it's all on the Koala Noob.
Spike planted.
Is going to have the opportunity maybe to isolate these 2 members from XSET. He knows where Def is positioned, but he does get hit by the fault line, and I think Def has seen him.
Yep.
Tries to throw a shoulder to bait out some shots. Yep, here comes Aaron. Not going to be needed, though. For sure it is. So Ghost on a force. 3 SMGs. 1 Judge. 1 Vandal. And maybe 5 Dreams.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Period orb. Okay, here we go.
Oh, there's no way they
fault
expect
line
this.
to help. Showstopper called. No, it doesn't get off. Oh no! Nismo would have had 2 for sure if he could have pulled the trigger, but his head snaps off before the finger can touch. And XSET, I don't know if they realize how close they were to having that entire round foiled by 1 player.
Still a beautiful counterplay on their own barrier to get over and face them with 3 people at the same time with the fault line for support. Now Cryo watches for Koala Noob's flanking maneuver and punishes it. And that's going to prompt them to come into B as he was holding a deep position there. Molotov comes in to provide extra security as a spike comes in. They have 2 trademarks watching, or excuse me, they have 1 trademark watching the bottom side. And so they can kind of watch out for this. Yeah, there is the res. But that's really about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they got nothing. Yeah, they got 3 Spectres and basic utility. No ults.
Well, here we go. Do or die time here for Ghost. Fault line's going to connect onto Zekin. There will be a little bit of assistance for BCJ from B Tower. And they're not even going to get through.
Nope.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's a good showing from Ghost, but the adjustments and adaptations in really all 4 halves of Valorant that we watched on both maps for XSET, by and far the most impressive thing from this series.
Post-game interview. BCJ, obviously, congratulations on picking up a win here in your opening match. One of the storylines that's been consistent for XSET for as long as I can remember, and I'm sure you know where this is going, the top 4 finishes. It's been something that's plagued this team, not being able to get past that point, or at least getting over the hurdle temporarily and then kind of falling back into that territory. What are you guys doing differently this stage to try to break that curse and move up a little bit of a level to transcend into international fare?
At first we, decided to make that move with Cryo, and that was really the first piece, the first stepping stone on the way to, winning a championship. We think that this group can do it without a doubt. We know we can, we feel it. We're putting in so much work recently to make sure that, all of our maps are solid and, that we're all working together as a team to make each other better. And, having everyone in the house right now has definitely helped that. And I think we're on the path to glory for sure.
You guys recently brought in an analyst to potentially help build things out. How is that working? What's the dynamic like with this analyst? How does the analyst support the team and maybe unlock new layers of potential?
Yeah, for sure. We've actually been working with Drew for a little bit now. He's been a great addition to our practice room. Just having another insightful eye to kind of, level us out, say, hey guys, listen, this is what's happening. Having a bunch of stats to provide us has been so impactful in the practice room. And he's been great to work with, and I can't wait to see what he can do in the future.
Now, looking at map 1, was that a potential reason for all of the agent role swaps? Like, we saw you guys swapping around a lot of roles, some people playing roles they hadn't typically played in the past. Was that part of it, or is that just partially because of the current patch and how it's kind of thrown a spanner into the works?
It's definitely a little bit of both, I'd say. But to just be clear, when things get nerfed and big changes happen, we've always been one of the best at adapting, and we're not going to stop doing that. We're going to continue to make whatever works. You know what I mean? We're not going to play by any standard. We're going to play our game, and we're going to come out strong.
Looking at the agent composition, you're in an interesting position because for a long time you have played that Sova role, and you started to incorporate Sky a little bit as well towards the more recent play, looking at stage 1. But now we see you playing the Sage here in the second map. Are we maybe going to see you play some different roles, maybe get into more of a flex support role, or you'll be expanding your agent pool now that Sova has seen this most recent nerf?
I mean, yeah, it's very possible. I've always been a very flexible player. I play a lot of ranked. I've always been, playing like top 10, 15 every season. So I feel like I'm more than comfortable on every agent right now. And whenever I'm asked to play a certain agent, I'm jumping for joy. I'll play any agent the team asks me to play. And so, yeah, that's been my philosophy on that for sure.
Now, your group seems very open. You look at Group B and you can see there's names like Optic and Cloud9. Cloud9 obviously didn't make it to the international event, but played really good domestically. Optic wins the international event. That's in one group. You've got all that talent. On your side, you've got 100 Thieves with the new roster. You've got Energy, who struggled to even make playoffs last time. You've got TSM, who didn't qualify. Guard losing in their opening match. Do you feel like you guys have a chance to be the #1 seed in your group? And if so, who's your fiercest competition? Which team are you fearing the most?
We definitely feel like we can go all the way. And I'd say for our biggest opponent, who's our biggest rival, I mean, I personally want to get that revenge tour on Guard. That's my #1 target, and they're gonna get won't swear on the mainstream here, but they're gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Leave it at that.
I'll fill in the blanks. Well, congratulations on the win. I hope you guys do find that level of success that we've been looking for. I wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Rep the fucking set, baby.